If you've ever left a conversation with a family member or partner, feeling confused, doubting your own memories, or wondering if you're too sensitive when you raise concerns, you're recognizing something that shouldn't be normal, but probably felt like it was. That disorienting feeling where you walk away questioning what just happened, even though you know what you experienced. Maybe you brought up something hurtful they said, and suddenly you're the one who's remembering it wrong or making a big deal out of nothing. Maybe you clearly communicated something important, but now they're insisting it never happened, and you're left wondering if you're losing your mind.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
You open the fridge, there's nothing there. So what's it gonna be? Greasy pizza? Sad drive-thru burgers? Dish by Blue Apron is for nights like that. These are the pre-made meals of your dreams. At least 20 grams of protein, no artificial flavors or colors, no chopping, no cleanup, no guilt. Keep the flavor, ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Welcome back to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'm Lynn, your host. Today we're talking about one of the most destabilizing tactics used in narcissistic family systems and relationships: systematic manipulation, designed to make you question your reality. We're going to break down what this looks like, why it happens, and most importantly, validate that your confusion isn't proof you're wrong. This manipulation has a name: gaslighting. It's not just disagreeing about facts or having different perspectives. It's a deliberate pattern of denying, minimizing, and distorting your reality to maintain control and avoid accountability. In families and relationships where scapegoating happens, this becomes a systematic way to keep you off balance and ensure that the person in the power position never has to face consequences for their behavior. The person doing this isn't confused about what happened. They're not having memory issues. They know exactly what they're doing. They're creating doubt in your mind because a confused, self-doubting person is much easier to control than someone who trusts their own perceptions and stands firm in their truth. Here's how this dynamic serves the larger system. When you're constantly second-guessing yourself, you're less likely to call out problematic behavior. You're less likely to set boundaries. You're less likely to seek outside support because you're not even sure what's real anymore. The person avoiding accountability stays protected while you carry all the confusion, self-doubt, and emotional labor of trying to figure out what's true. You might have experienced this when you brought up past incidents and were told they never happened that way, or that you're remembering wrong. When you expressed hurt about something and were told you're too sensitive or overreacting. When you had clear conversations or agreements that were later denied completely. When your emotional responses to their behavior became the problem instead of their behavior itself. This isn't limited to dramatic confrontations. It happens in small, daily interactions that chip away at your confidence over time. Your concerns get dismissed as you being difficult. Your memories get questioned until you stop trusting them. Your emotional responses get pathologized until you believe there's something wrong with you for having normal reactions to abnormal treatment. The confusion you feel isn't an accident. It's the point. A person who trusts their own reality is harder to manipulate than someone who's been trained to doubt themselves. When you question your own perceptions, you're less likely to challenge the narrative that you're the problem in the family or relationship. What makes this especially cruel is that the person using these tactics often positions themselves as the reasonable, calm one, while you appear emotional, confused, or unstable. They get to maintain their image, while your natural responses to their manipulation make you look like the problem to others and sometimes even to yourself. You might have found yourself obsessively replaying conversations, trying to figure out what really happened, keeping detailed records or evidence to prove your point, only to have that dismissed too. Feeling like you're going crazy because your clear memories don't match what you're being told happened. The real purpose behind this isn't confusion for confusion's sake. It's about power and control. When you can't trust your own reality, you become dependent on their version of events. When you doubt your own perceptions, you're less likely to leave or seek help. When you're constantly defending your sanity, you're not focusing on their accountability. Here's what I need you to understand. You're questioning yourself doesn't mean your reality is false. It means the system that scapegoated you is rigged against your truth. The fact that you doubt yourself after these interactions isn't proof that you're wrong. It's proof that someone has systematically undermined your confidence in your own perceptions. Your memories are valid. Your emotional responses make sense. Your hurt is real. The confusion you feel is a normal response to abnormal manipulation, not evidence that you're somehow defective or unreliable. The person who truly cares about truth and relationship health doesn't need to make you doubt your reality to prove their point. They don't need to rewrite history to avoid accountability. They don't need to pathologize your normal responses to their harmful behavior. When you look back at moments you doubted yourself, what patterns emerge about who consistently denied your experience, and how did that shape your view of yourself? Notice who in your life requires you to distrust yourself in order to maintain relationship with them. Notice the difference between healthy disagreement and systematic reality distortion. This is Lynn, and this has been another episode of the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'll see you in the next one. Visit our website at movingforwardafterabuse.com for articles, resources, and more support on your recovery journey. Thanks so much for listening today. If scapegoating has been part of your story, know that you're not alone in this, and healing is absolutely possible. If you're ready to take the next step in your healing journey, I've created Forward Rising Academy with an Intro to Narcissistic Abuse Recovery course. This course walks you through the foundations of understanding what happened to you and how to start rebuilding your life. You can find that along with other resources at waketheelephant.gumroad.com. And for additional resources, head over to our website at movingforwardafterabuse.com. This is Lynn, and this has been another episode of the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'll see you in the next one. This podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. The content shared is not a substitute for professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you are experiencing a mental health crisis, please seek help from a qualified professional or contact a local crisis hotline.
This is Paige DeSorbo from Giggly Squad. Boost Mobile gives you the same network coverage, speed, and service you're used to, just at a more affordable price. Why pay more if you don't have to? Offering reliable nationwide coverage backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Love your service or get your money back, no questions asked. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store or head to boostmobile.com to learn more. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers who cancel within 30 days of activation will have Boost service fees refunded. Activation fees, if applicable, and phone payments will not be refunded.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at the Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.